do whatever he could to sort of make sure that this. Oh, and Nocturne said, "I am not done." He's gonna go for yet another kill, and it looks like Vladimir already used pull. So if Galio can get this taunt, he misses it just slightly, but he's going to go ahead and collect this kill anyway with that extra bit of damage.
It's actually Gasp who got the kill.
True that.
I don't know how.
I believe red buff ticked just enough to match the damage from Galio's Q, so that way he could get that final bit of damage off. Up and Lucian just does not respect this bot lane at all, going in for the kill, and Nocturne comes around and says, "I am here to make sure that my bot lane never loses ever again," as he goes and gets a nice 2-kill piece up for Team Phub. They are just all cylinders blazing. Silas does not care about Gnar. He said, "You are mini, you are not anything to me." He's going to keep fighting him all day long.
Oh, and the sun comes out.
And another trade, and this is what I mean by Silas doesn't necessarily need the ults to just trade heavily in his favor in top lane. And so we're going to just see Mini Gnar get bullied as much as possible. He doesn't care about CS. He wants these kills.
It's a hard knock life up top. And Gnar is learning that lesson. Or
honestly, Gnar
maybe
might get this kill because of the fact that his cooldown for Gnar's ultimate is still up. Silas won't be able to actually, use that ultimate to get a trade. And Twitch almost giving these kills away. It feels like he doesn't have nearly as much damage as he needs to, in that 850 bounty going over to Vladimir. Unfortunate for Gasp, he's going to actually have a death this game.
Feels bad. The only thing, like early game Twitch is not as good as early game Lucian. As the game goes on, Twitch is gonna get more damage, more AD, and he's gonna be able to do some AOE damage. And
that was
kill.
That was unfortunate on Silas's part. He most likely wanted to get off the W before Gnar could get that last bit of damage. But it looks like Gnar said, "No more of your shenanigans today. I'm going to finally get a kill on the board." And he's actually double Silas's CS, so Silas's game plan may be coming back to bite him sooner than he'd like to think.
More fights coming in the mid lane.
And this is just a proponent of the team comps that both teams drafted. We saw heavy team comps come out of both teams. Galio with the turnaround ult. Unfortunately, it's unable to land on anybody, but Gnar is here on the side. He's going to lock down Alistair, but unfortunate. Oh, never mind. He's able to collect that kill. Silas in with Gnar's ult, throwing 3 members against the wall. He might be able to get a kill. Unfortunately, Galio says no more shenanigans.
No kills over, except for the Lucian. The Lucian was a little bit of a non-factor there, mostly because he died early on. Right. But blue turret destroyed, mid lane. What do you make of that?
Alright, and it's just like I said, all cylinders firing. They said, if you want to match us in fights, you can try to match us in fights, but we're going to be better at every single turn. And this is just an unfortunate thing of them getting caught out in that early red side. Gas was able to get a little bit more damage early on, so he just has been so much stronger than Murdoch all throughout the course of the game. He's been able to invade him constantly, take fights that normally Nocturne wouldn't want to take, but he just doesn't care because of the fact that there's just nothing that Xin Zhao can do against him at this point. Like, as soon as the fear tether goes down, like, Xin Zhao's like, I gotta run. I can't run. I'm dead.
Nocturne going for the double lethality item. I am surprised he hasn't gotten a jungle item yet. He hasn't finished that, which is, I think that's typical of a jungler. But like, what do you think? Of that build?
It's a carry oriented build. Right now he has by far the most gold on his team. He's definitely leading the charge in a lot of these fights. And at this point he's sufficiently strong enough that if Twitch is on the screen, Twitch is dead. There's nothing Alistair can really do. All Nocturne has to do is spell shield, and then never mind. Twitch is dead regardless. Unfortunate. Unfortunate byproduct of Twitch is Twitch just, unless he's ahead, he gets destroyed in mid-game team fights because of the fact that he's just so squishy. He needs to be able to position well so that way he can get off as much damage as possible before he dies. Nar is able to escape without much harassment from Xin Zhao, and because he showed bot actually, it looks like Phub are going to go ahead and take this Rift Herald and once again most likely use it to crack open more than one tower.
Herald is just such a good thing to have, and another fight breaks out.
Oh, and a nice engage onto the Alistair and Galio with the almost follow-up. A little bit slow on that call, but it's okay.
More disengage. They saw 3 and they didn't want to fight that, so...
Ooh! Almost stopped the Nocturne, but he's going to pay for it with his life. And that's Xin Zhao down. Team fights going all over the place. Galio said, I'm not going to go down without a fight. I'm going to fight as much as possible, but he's going to fall eventually. Silas with Galio, though, actually, that might turn into a counterplay, but they're going to probably hold on to it for now and most likely save it for the Baron.
So much speed coming up.
And here we go, there goes the Silas, but it doesn't matter, and he cannot cancel, so he's in the middle of 4 people trying to get whatever he can, but Lucian says no.
No more kills for you, Mr. Silas.
Unfortunately, Baron's down for another 2 minutes, so they're most likely going to turn this into a mid-play. And it looks like the Rift Herald wasn't able to get much damage on that top turret outside of, you know, the initial charge and most likely a few slaps. I don't think they had a minion wave to go with it, so they weren't able to use that Rift Herald to the fullest. Also just a byproduct of Xin Zhao trying to stop that Rift Herald play to begin with.
It was probably a timing or a timer issue. Sometimes you just want to get, you'd rather get the Herald out rather than let it expire.
Oh, and they whiffed Gnar ultimate, and that's gonna be Xin Zhao falling, and that's gonna be Lucian falling? Oh, yep, that's going to be Lucian going down with that Vladimir ultimate, most likely. Oh, not enough damage just yet. Unfortunate byplay. And Team Phub most likely want to just call the recalls for right now and collect themselves for that Inferno Drake and maybe Baron.
Murdoch paying the price of that missed Gnar ulti. Or I guess it's... would it still be a Silas ulti? Do we still classify that as a... his ulti, or I don't know.
Well, I mean, it was Nar using it, so we'll call it Nar's ulti for now. Okay. Silas going in onto the Galio. I don't know if that's what they really want to do right now, but it looks like there's going to be a turnaround play. Vladimir getting absolutely deleted by this Nocturne. This Nocturne is just so massive. Gasp is on fire this evening, saying, I will be the carry today. There's no need to worry about these games at all.
ADCs? What are those?
And another engage. They do not care about towers. They said we don't need towers to win the game.
Oh my goodness. This is looking like a stomp. This is looking a lot like last game.
Well, that's just the power of their leading. Gasp got ahead fairly enough, and there's not that much armor on their team once again. You know, having a Nocturne build double lethality and then the only armor response being a Iceborne Gauntlet on Silas means that he's just going to run through your team as soon as he ults. As soon as he ults, he's going to land the Q, land an auto, and then proc his Tiamat, and you're going to be dead. You're not even going to realize that you were even remotely in range of his ult. You could try to heal, you could try to flash, but it won't matter.
The amount of damage he's doing, like, it's almost true damage, I want to say. With the lethality, and he goes in again, and he's just...
And another paranoia, but this time he went on the wrong target, as all of Alerion Gaming are there to go ahead and collect them some Nocturne. Oh, he's still alive!
How?
The madman! Is he going to... Oh, Twitch coming around, collecting that Nocturne, but it won't matter because Lucian will collect him, and they're gonna turn that into Baron.
The triumph coming in so clutch at the end of his life made him get a double kill. Was it?
That was definitely a double kill for Nocturne.
And he got his team the Baron. Like it's almost disgusting how much damage Nocturne is doing. I'm a
And look at this, the third item Spear of Snowden. He has foregone his Tiamat, he has foregone his skirmishers, he has even foregone his stopwatch. This man said, I'm going to ult and kill whoever I please, and there's nothing you can do about it. So Gasp does not even care that he's in a game anymore. He's clearly having way too much fun just being an absolute menace to Alerion gaming.
The 22-minute skirmisher saber. I'm not sure what to make of this.
This is the build of a man who has so much gold in his hands that he just does not. What does he need a jungle item for at this point? I mean, all he needs to do is get onto either Twitch or Vladimir, and they're pretty much instantly dead. Nar's going to go ahead and ult himself out of this fight. There's not much that Alerion Gaming can even do. They're trying their hardest to make a comeback, and it's not happening anywhere on the map. And as soon as Galio and Nocturne catch up, they're going to be running shortly out of options.
The only thing that Alerion Gaming can do right now is...
And we have the engage by Team Phub, most likely going to be the last team fight of the game as Twitch just goes bye-bye. But Silas is going to throw Nocturne into that turret, but Nocturne says you can try to heal, but you are also tank Silas, not damage Silas. And it looks like we're going to have another team fight bot side as Vladimir gets engaged on by Lucian Brum, and Galio just eats turrets for breakfast. Nar cleans up that kill, and this looks like it's going to be game 2 for Team Phub with a clean 2-0 sweep.
Not only that, but ending the games on, like, I believe they ended both games on aces. Correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, that's pretty convincing. 32 and 14 for this game, and now they're just taking kills. Like,
they're just padding the kill count. This is BM. This is the game. Congratulations, Team Phub, 2-0 victory.
MVP for both games. I definitely want to say it was Gasp.
That was definitely Gasp's game. That was his series. This man said, I'm going to be on Assassins. You can't stop me from being on Assassins. 33k damage last game. He had an insane amount of damage this game. 24k compared to literally everyone else. The only one that could try to match was Lucian with 20k, and that was his own teammate. It was almost like him and Lucian were having a sort of, gotcha game where they were like, hey, who can do more for the team at this point, me or you? And Nocturne looked at him and said, ha, that was funny. You thought that you were even a challenge.
Honestly, I don't think the late game picks worked out for Alerion. Every time they picked something for the late game, and every time they were trounced by their mid game, by Team Phub's mid game play.
Right. And here's the issue with Twitch. Twitch needs to get ahead early. You would have liked to see Murdoch come bot a lot more, but it seemed like he was focusing Strawberry Cuban just a little too hard. You wanted to see him get that Twitch ahead so that way that Twitch could be that mid-game team fight, because honestly, as it stands, Twitch would have likely been their only way back in because of the fact that Silas built tank. So they had no damage coming into these team fights aside from maybe Vladimir. And so you run into this issue of where, your team has no damage, your team has no options, but your team is also a team fight team. So what do you do at that point? How do you reasonably come back? from that kind of deficit.
It's been done. I don't know if it can be done in high elo games such as this, but comebacks are possible. Now, in this new meta of crit, I don't think the Bork was a good idea. Building an Infinity Edge might have been better.
I
It definitely
definitely agree with the Bork call, but I feel like because of the fact that it was a Gnar, a Galio, and a Braum, he most likely felt that Bork would have most likely been a better option in this scenario. IE into Runaan's definitely is most likely going to be your best combination going forward, just because of the fact that it gives you inherently that much more damage in a team fight. But if you're behind, Bork into Runaan's is not wrong. The problem was the fact that he was behind to begin with. I mean, look at the goal totals. You have 8K to 10K. He was a whole almost item behind Lucian towards the end. Like Lucian was just building nonsense. Like he had he had a fairy charm in his item pocket for no reason other than I just needed I need a little bit more mana. Like
you're gonna build that into tier. Come on.
Right. So I mean, at this point, I feel like their bottling needed to be focused more. Like last game, Jin Vel'Koz was so oppressive that this game I would have actually preferred Murdoch to focus bot lane, so that way they could have gotten to that state again. Because this felt like two totally different bot lanes. It felt completely different. Like Drowsy and Pabu just kind of ran circles. Drowsy just dashed in whenever he felt like it and just engaged on Twitch, and Twitch just hoped to God that Alistair was there and to save him.
And
But
that's the problem with having a late game ADC with versus an early game oriented bot lane.
right,
Is that you're just gonna get rushed down most of the time.
right.
So well, I may be silver, but like I don't prefer to do that. I don't know.
And well, with that, that's going to be our cast for today. I've been Teo. This has been Royal. We thank you for being with us this evening, and we hope that you catch the next games on Prophecy Cup. We will see you next time.